Well, we've made it to the third match of the day, and as you can see on your screen, we've got the Vancouver Titans in the house. They're going to be playing against the Dallas Fuel. Joe and Monty back with you. Gonna be a good time.
Well, it might be a good time for the Titans. Fuel really going to have a tough row to hoe, obviously, and they need this win. And why do they need it, Doa? Because they just dropped into 7th place after that Seoul Dynasty victory. Spark nipping at their heels as well with their win today. And remember, you must be above the blue line. You must be this tall in order to reach that stage playoffs without having to play the play-in with all of the 7th through 12th teams.
So that was a rhetorical question when you asked me what it meant, huh?
I wasn't actually asking.
Well, all right, very well. Well, let's take a look at the last time these two teams met, and it was a pretty one-sided affair in favor of the Titans, wasn't it?
It was, and in fact, the Dallas Fuel and Vancouver Titans, they met in the Stage 2 playoffs. They met towards the end of Stage 2. Dallas Fuel has lost every single map to the Vancouver Titans.
Yep, so far,
but we have seen this relatively recently. Obviously, some of the Bumper Hanzo, which is a time bank specialty of the Vancouver Titans.
Now, we weren't sure when the first time the Bumper Hanzo came out if that was like a legit thing or if it was just a troll strat, and the answer kind of fell somewhere in between.
Exactly.
You know, where it's legit, but he's still kind of trolling. Either way, we're in for a good time. Let's hear it for our first team in this series, the Dallas Fuel. And yes, a team that until just moments ago was in 6th place in the league overall, now fight to take it back against a team that's undefeated in the regular season. It's gonna be tough, but you know, we've seen some positive moves from this team over the course of the season, I think.
Yeah, but they need big wins, Doa, because they're tied in match record now with Seoul before they play today. But the big difference is that map differential. They are +2. Seoul is a whopping +17.
Yeah, there's a big difference in terms of overall maps won between those two teams. So you kind of need to rely on the match record for now if you're Dallas Fuel. But hey, you can get a lot of one-sided wins. So much the better. Gonna be tough to do it today, though, because their opponents are a team that has not yet lost in the regular season. Only one loss overall for like a long, long time at this point. Let's hear it for the Vancouver Titans. And the Titans, at least as the regular season is concerned, seem pretty unstoppable. Yeah, they dropped the Stage 2 finals match to the San Francisco Shock, but they have come back looking stronger than ever here in the regular season.
I mean, I would argue that they've looked relatively mortal so far in their Gladiator, Spark, and Rain matches. A lot of their teamfight win statistics have come way down. They haven't 4-0'd an opponent yet. Seoul, in my opinion, has been kind of shaky on the Sombra. So as a Sombra meta develops, this is a team that might be hurt. Are they still one of the creams of the crop here of the Overwatch League? Yes. But I do think that ever since their loss, some of these victories have been shaky.
Well, I was speaking in more of a metaphysical sense, but you can go with your stats and statistics if you want to. Su's been a good Zarya, though, but they got to kind of rely on this guy to do what you just kind of mentioned, become that better Sombra player at this stage.
Yeah, and it really does matter for them to have this level of versatility. As we take a look at some of Su's Sombra play, and it has not been, as you can see right there, getting stunned during the EMP animation, it has not been at the level of his Zarya, which perhaps is a little bit unfair because he is undoubtedly a top 3 Zarya player within the Overwatch League, but you need that extra depth right now.
Well, at some point in someone's professional Overwatch career, you can't maintain that one-trick status, right? I mean, you always have to have other heroes up your sleeve, and you see players like someone who kind of maybe fall into a little bit of a trap there, where you rely on that one hero too much, and you can see those Zarya stats or those Sombra stats rather, just not holding up right now.
No, and that's out of 16 players too, so he's actually towards the bottom of the league in many of those rankings. And you also have to consider that his team has been winning by using Sombra, so those are padded in a way.
Very true. Our map set brought to you by Toyota. Ilios will be our first map. Our control map, then Volskaya Industries for Assault, Eichenwald for Hybrid, and finally Dorado for Escort. We'll see if we need that 5th tiebreaker map, but it would be an interesting scenario if we do. We've already seen one big upset. The Outlaws taking down the San Francisco Shock. Could Dallas Fuel deliver us another one today? We'll find out as we get ready to get started on Ilios. But first, we have to take a little bit of break. Somebody's got something to fix. Yeah, on the computer side of things, perhaps on the non-computer side of things.
Yeah, I do want to talk about some statistics, though, from the Titans, because we've already seen them 3 times this stage.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest things that stands out is that right now, they're at about a 49% first death rate, but when they have the first death, they only win 6.8% of their team fights, which is actually 18th in the league. So when they go down first, they are pretty much in stage 3 losing those fights, which is a big change from previous stages where they were one of the best teams from playing from behind. And on top of that, they die first now more than they get the first elimination. So 49% first death, 48% first elim rate. But if they get that first elim, they're number 2 in the league at 91% of converting that kill. So right now the Titans are really playing on a razor's edge of if they get the first elim, they're almost guaranteed to win. And if they don't get it, if they die first, they're almost guaranteed to lose across the matches we've seen them play.
I like it. That's called high risk, high reward, and that's a style of play I embrace. Well, here we go. On to Ruins again. It's going to be the 3-3 with the Reinhardt, of course. Oh, Janu already down, knocked off the edge of the map by Zachary. That's a great start for Dallas Fuel. And now I guess we're going to see those statistics put into play, right? Vancouver backing off. They're going to have to give up the point early.
Yeah, they're not going to give up much ult charge, though, and that's why they're going to just back off. Can they get back here before the point flips? No, that's going to be pretty big for the Fuel.
Yep. Titans on the outside looking in. Got to start somewhere. OG a little bit out of position here. He's in trouble. Takes a lot of damage. Goes down. That is one of the things that makes the Titans so deadly, is they're just great at separating the members of your team and picking people off one by one.
Yeah, they just realized that he's stuck down there.
Yeah.
In the pit, and the rest of Dallas Fuel maybe backed off a bit too much. They gave a big opening for the Vancouver Titans simply to rush OG. And now Salmansu, who's choosing the high ground, is just going to nuke Unko from above.
That's the thing, didn't maybe see that he was up there, took a ton of damage already. Bumper is trying to throw those fire strikes in, gets his Earth Shatter because of that one, and Twilight finishes off Note. So Dallas kind of doing a very poor job of disengaging here, losing a lot of people in a really kind of staggered way.
Yeah, and only a couple ults up for the Dallas Fuel as a result of those fights. Remember, they got that first pick off onto Janu, but it's been all Titans since, who are almost up to 6 ults.
So those doubts you may have had about the Titans early on in this round have seemingly been put to rest, but it's only about 45%. They still got to win some more fights. Tons of damage again from Salmansu, though. Gonna drop down. Is he gonna use that grab? He's gonna get caught in one first. Now responding with their grab. They get the kill onto Unko too. So in the end, Titans battling their way through the enemy Graviton Surge to win that fight. 60% now. And Dallas Fuel still struggling to even get close to the point to try to flip it.
Yeah, it's been so one-sided since that initial 14% taken by the Fuel. And they used 3 ults and still end up on the losing side of that conflict. Vancouver Titans have plenty left over to work with right now. Note still hasn't even gotten his first self-destruct of the match.
I mean, that's one of the things. If you're not able to really get in there and fire close range or hit a lot of people with those rockets as D.Va, it can be tough to build that ultimate. It is one of the ones that takes a bit longer. Now Unko down again. Twilight finds the pick. And Dallas, ever since that first fight, has been struggling quite a bit. There's a charge coming in. That's gonna be OG. Taking Twilight with him off the map. A little bit of revenge there, but you know.
During the ult, that's pretty good, right? Gets the Transcendence, but they still have to fight this overtime,
That's the thing. I mean, that ult was gonna be done with, and I think Dallas Fuel kind of needed their Reinhardt this fight, and we're seeing why right now. Note already down, and it's tough to approach without that Reinhardt. OG back again. Oh, AKM's grab gets eaten, and the Titans just turn it into a crushing victory. It's gonna be 100-14, it looks like, on Ruins. Good start for the Titans.
Excellent start, Doa. And it was 15-2 in eliminations. Dallas Fuel, the only eliminations they got were Janu right at the beginning, and then basically an overtime elimination that didn't mean anything at all by charging Twilight off the point.
Yeah.
So pretty convincing for the Titans. one small error at the beginning, they quickly correct it, and they dominate from that point forward.
Yeah, that may have been one of those situations too where OG was meaning to charge him into like one of the little wall edges near that, and there's some gaps you got to go through.
Yeah,
Let's take a look here.
at Zach right here. Gonna go for a ride too, courtesy of Bumper.
Yep.
Typical Bumper move. At the end of the fight, he knew he had already won it, so.
This is more common, you know. Why not create a highlight on your way out, right? Titans versus Steel, round number 2.
Bumper always wins in style, and that's one of the things I love most about him.
That's one of the greatest things about the Titans. They're good, but they also add to that with some great personality too. Note on the Sombra this time around, and Dallas has been relying on him to be a little bit more flexible this stage.
AKM gonna remain on that Zarya.
Yep. All right. Back up John Zachary down already though. Bumper, oh, he was sub 10 health, and they finally take him out. Note gets it. The point unlocks. Who's gonna take it first here? Looks like Titans gets a little bit of progress, but without the Reinhardt, it's gonna be tough. OG though, gonna be taken out. The field has been evened a bit. Note force to translocate back, and it will be Titans with the percent rolling early.
Because the Vancouver Titans were on the point, it's so hard when you don't have that Brigitte to push in, because the sustain of the Brigitte healing on one side, if you're the Titans, is absolutely enormous. It's covering the entire point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pushing in becomes very difficult through those choke points if you do not have Zachary there.
So Minsu doing his thing on the high ground. Like we saw him find a lot of success with on Ruins. They're going to try to push him back for a moment, but he's getting pretty close to that Graviton Surge. Should have it soon.
See right now.
You'd think that delicate wooden lattice work would defend against plasma and stuff too much, but it's pretty strong, I guess.
Yeah, it's made out of mithril.
Mithril lattice, nice. I put it on my house. EMP comes in from Note. Now the grab onto the Titans, but no follow-up with that. Oh man, a shatter. But the grab kind of counteracts that shatter too. So the Titans having all the answers right now. Bumper finds the charge kill onto Note. Meanwhile, nearing 60% for the Titans.
You can't lose that fight if you're the Fuel.
Not if you use that much.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the Titans were ready for that. You know, we did see Twilight not hit by the EMP, which got the Transcendence. But your follow-up is that grab coming in, right? You have every single tool available to you. You got rid of the Trance. That's when you have to capitalize. But the rest of the Fuel were playing so far back, they couldn't actually move in and make the most of their abilities.
Very true. A Slime still sitting on that sound barrier, gonna use it right away as Dallas gets a little bit aggressive. Titans trying to fight him off. Diva Combat, you're up on the high ground, and Note coming up behind in that one. OG down, meanwhile, Somansu gets the kill, and a big shatter coming in from Bumper to seal the deal, 96%. Looks like this one's gonna be 100-0. Nobody able to reach the point, and that's a quick 2-0 for the Vancouver Titans here on Ilios.
One elimination on that last point, 26-3 in favor of the Titans. Total dominance here.
Well, it's a one-sided affair on the first map in this series. We'll see what Dallas has when we come back on Volskaya after this.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Огонь по готовности!
Well, you blink and you miss it. That's how the first map was. Vancouver Titans taking out the Dallas Fuel. And, you know, it's been a rough week for Dallas. They gave the 0-2 Hunters a win on Thursday, and now things are looking a little bit rough early on.
And they have, you know, the second hardest remaining schedule in the league.
Yeah, they really do.
This is one of the reasons, is because they do have to face the Titans this week. A rematch against Chengdu coming next week, which is potentially their most winnable game. And I know there was that hot take on the Watchpoint desk to start today in our pre-show that they would go 1-6, but to me, that's not a very hot take.
Honestly, no. That's is kind of a bummer as it is to consider. That's not outside of the realm of possibility at all when you look at their schedule. Volskaya Industries is going to be our next map, going to be the Assault map.
Oh, you just said the word that all Dallas Fuel fans hate to hear.
Assault?
Assault map.
Oh, just Assault map in general.
Yes, that term, you know, has been sending shivers down Fuel fans' spines. They did win Paris against the Chengdu Hunters,
yes,
but they are 4 wins, 12 losses, 2 draws overall on Assault. They have yet to win Volskaya this season.
All right, well, here's your chance against the Vancouver Titans. Good luck, guys. Titans are tough to beat on any map. They're on attack as Dallas tries to cement their defense here on point A. What do you think that is on the ground there? I'm trying to figure that out. Titans getting aggressive here. Somansu takes a lot of damage. Oh, AKM close to finishing him off. They do get the kill in the end. Good start on the defense for the Fuel. And Bumper tried to take somebody off the map with him. When you know you've kind of lost the fight, not a bad idea, especially with the long respawns with the defense. But in the end, it looks like they're going to have to go home empty-handed. Good start for Dallas.
Yeah, pretty big disparity now because of Somansu's early death. AKM able to nearly charge up that Graviton Surge while Somansu lags well behind. And what this means is that they basically have a free trance right now. If you're the Dallas Fuel, think of it this way. Somansu got virtually no charge. So you can use your Transcendence aggressively instead of responding to a grab, which should give you the edge in the next fight. You grab in, force them to use their trance, then you counter Transcendence and rush at them.
I suppose that's true. Dallas Fuel, a lot of ultimates to use here on this next fight. They can build the grab pretty quick. Titans going over to the high ground there. Hiding behind the shield of Bumper. Here we go, dropping down now. OG gets an early Zarya shield. They're gonna get onto him right after that. The damage is real. The shatter comes in, but nobody from Vancouver knocked down. Meanwhile, the rally giving the team's extra armor. Here come the Graviton Surges. Nice charge from OG to remove Hoxall from the equation. But Bumper responds with the kill onto AKM. A possibly more valuable kill when you consider the damage that Zarya needs to do during the team fights. Somansu, speaking of damage, trying to do what he can. They force out the sound barrier. Now OG and Zachary down. Janu managed to catch him with the self-destruct of the Titans on the verge of taking A.
And the big play there, Doa, was Hoxall, who we think of as probably the best Brigitte player in this league, got into the back lines and stunned Unko so he couldn't trance. So that prevented the counter trance I was talking about. This is how smart the Titans are when it comes to playing these team fights and knowing exactly which ults are up and how they should be playing into them.
Now on to point B, a little over 5 minutes on the clock for the Vancouver Titans as they push forward here. Shatter comes in, Zachary down already. Somansu, low health, can they keep him alive? He's got his Zarya shield. Meanwhile, the rest of his team getting the kills they need to maybe carry this fight. Hoxall narrowly escaped with his life there as he backs up onto the point, but it is looking pretty good for the Titans to finish off B. We'll see if they can do it right now. They gotta handle these respawns.
As the Wrecking Ball coming through, they're gonna vacate the point just temporarily. It's so close to finishing OG, trying to stay alive.
A good delay by the Fuel to get a lot of people back onto the point again. We're gonna have a real fight here, especially with Unko's Transcendence getting used. Somansu, though, so charged up. The grab goes in. That's a lot of damage onto Dallas, but Bumper does go down. Hoxall responding with a kill on the note. They're still so close to taking the point, 89% right now, and the kill's finally rolling in for the Titans as they finish it off. That is a great time for Vancouver on Assault here.
This is definitely the best we've seen the Titans look in Stage 3. They've had some tougher opponents, and now they are just going full bore against the Fuel.
Looking very tight. We'll see what Dallas can do on the attack when we come back.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back to Volskaya Industries. Hawksall with a big play on point A to pave the way for a great day in Vancouver.
Yeah, it's very nice driving. And
I'm done now.
You missed out on
your
career as a rapper, Noah.
There's always time.
Yeah, there is. I look forward to your midlife crisis. Anyway, Hawksall, still excellent on this Brigitte. Oftentimes found at the back lines. It's just, he plays around objectives so well, opens up a lot of opportunities, constantly using that whip shot just to get a little bit more of that time.
Well, guys, tomorrow there will be a match of the week. That's right, it's gonna be a big one too. San Francisco Shock taking on the Seoul Dynasty. You just saw the Seoul get yet another 4-0. It's gonna be tough to do tomorrow, but they are in as good a chance as any to take down the Shock.
Yeah, I mean,
wouldn't it be crazy to see the Shock go 0-2 in a week though, huh?
That would be quite surprising.
Yeah.
See the Shock fall 2 matches in a row, but the way that we see the trends in this league, Seoul Dynasty still undefeated in maps, and Shock obviously taking that surprising loss to the Houston Outlaws.
True enough. Dallas Fuel on the attack now. Big time bank to contend with on the Titan side, so they're gonna have to try to take things fast if they want to have a good shot at tying up this series. Meanwhile, the Titans on defense with the standard 3-3. See what Note can get done on this Sombra that gets found out right away. Oh my, and Titans not wasting any time. They do lose Bumper though. That's pretty big. Dallas maybe with a chance to push back here. With a late kill on Uncle Closer. That's going to use up a lot of the time that they would have had. Bumper will be back in time.
Interesting that they're using Sombra here on this attack. So they're trying to flank around. The problem is that takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So the setup here is going to be quite lengthy if you want to go ahead and push all the way around to the outside of the point.
Right, because rather than just kind of bum rush your way in there and hope to win a fight, now you're waiting for EMP. That takes time. And with Unco dropping, things look even worse now for the Dallas Fuel.
Twilight, so far in these 2 maps, has been getting a lot of pickoffs onto Unco.
It's definitely one of our better fighting flex supports. OG down already.
Unquestionably, Twilight, I think, as great as Jonak is, Twilight has been the best flex support in the Overwatch League and is a huge part of the Titan success.
Well, I was so excited when they joined the league because back when we casted Overwatch in Korea a few years ago now, Twilight was one of my favorite players to watch back then too, so it's great to get to cast him again.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, that's not really Unco's fault. Like, Unco needs to be protected during those transitions from cover to cover.
Yeah. All right, Dallas Fuel getting close to some ultimates. Titans already a little bit ahead. They're going to use an early rally from Hawksall to get aggressive, and that's going to result in a kill onto Zachary. Nicely played already by the Titans, and they're not done yet. They're going to go in with try to defend that Earth Shatter. Yeah, okay. The charge from OG not working out one bit. And the Titans end that fight again almost before it began.
And as efficiently as they usually do. Just the rally used.
Yep.
So they're coming up on 5 ultimates. Dallas, though, not overcommitting, but this is a very long EMP. I mean, they're not giving Note any time to get this EMP. And it is rare that you see a Sombra take 2 minutes and 40 seconds right now to not get an EMP.
Yeah. This is a record that Note, I don't think, wants to be going for here. Gonna have his EMP in a moment, and this is the moment that they've been waiting for. Only a minute 20 left on the clock, though. Ooh, they're gonna go in, though. Look at this. Like you said, Vancouver being so aggressive, they've already killed AKM. Bumper's going to go down, and it looks like maybe they can turn this around. Yes, they can, but man, it took a while.
Very nice patience from Note, though. Credit to him, took him a while to get that EMP, but when he did, he waited for the Titans to all in. Titans were trying to get in there because they knew that EMP was coming, but it still wasn't enough. The elimination onto AKM didn't save them. They're actually going to try and re-engage here, but that's just not going to work.
No. I think you're happy with another couple seconds off the clock, and now you have to try to avoid getting snowballed on point B here. Grab gets used early. Great solo grab onto Somansu, trying to keep him healed up. Support ultimates popped for Vancouver Titans, and they managed to barely sustain their Zarya. And with as close as Somansu is to the grab, that's crucial. Oh, and he gets the kill onto OG as well.
During the shatter animation also, so OG not able to get any good use out of his ultimate. Haksal still going to be pursuing the fuel back to their spot. He's trying to thread the needle on Unko right there.
Had to wait out that Zarya bubble, but couldn't quite get it. Man, the Titans are so good though. I mean, just keeping Somansu alive, recognizing the importance of having that high damage Zarya when you're getting rushed on B like that. Really, really good stuff from the Titans.
I mean, Dallas Fuel did what they could as well. Remember that they were trying to punish that positioning. That's why the Graviton Surge was thrown out. And I think that was a good window, but look at this, more aggression right on the elevator.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's been working so far. That one not panning out the way that Titans wanted it. Now they're gonna have to back up a little bit. But the principle is sound. Shatter comes in, doesn't really hit anybody, and now they gotta worry about Note's EMP. Online.
Yeah, back around the corner right now. Bumper needs to regen his barrier just a little bit.
Yep.
Where they can fight on the point. They're trying to get Dallas to commit. And they're also parting because of the EMP. They don't want everybody to get hit right now. Twilight has the trance.
Yeah, it's a good scatter from Vancouver Titans to try to avoid having any more people hit by the EMP than they can. It's going to be one. Bumper stunned immediately afterwards, taken out. Janu, the other victim of the EMP. Twilight comes in with the Transcendence, but it's not enough to keep his tank up. That said, Somansu turning it around with a big kill onto Unko. They lose Twilight in the process, though. Dallas Fuel still on the point, but they've lost a lot of people, and the respawns are coming faster for the Titans.
Yeah, they are. They're going to throw out the self-destruct to make space. That's going to buy the time for the respawns. Everybody up now on the side of the Titans. Twilight temporarily switching over to the Ana because he used the trance in the last engagement. Now he's going to, he's probably going to switch off. We'll see.
That was a fight that was nearly the right fight for Dallas. It was so close.
It was so close, especially because they managed to boop the transcending Zenyatta away, so Closer was ready for him, and that gave them time to burn down Bumper.
Yeah. Now they're going in, good amount of ultimates as well, but they're gonna right into the Graviton Surge, and there's a shatter coming in from OG. They managed to finish off Bumper. Lose Note, but Dallas not out of it yet. Now a nice sleep dart comes in onto OG. Twilight over on that Ana as they try to make use of the sound barrier from Slime. That said, AKM still doing so much damage on that Zarya, and this might be the beginning of the fight Dallas has been waiting for. There goes Haksal. Still about 2 minutes in the time bank, and it looks like they've got the momentum now to maybe take B.
Oh, that nano boost was just a little bit too late to save Bumper, and now I think, like you're saying, Doa, this will be the Fuel's chance to take this point. Janu's gonna get bumped back.
All right. So they get 2 points. Time bank not as good as it is for Titans, but they're still in it.
They're still in the game. They do close out that point, staying on track here to try and challenge the Titans on Volskaya.
That's right. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back with the time bank rounds right after this. It's time bank time here on Volskaya Industries. 4:21 on the clock for the Vancouver Titans. Only 143 on the other side. Dallas Fuel will be attacking first and trying to get as much as they can out of a little bit less.
Going for the same strategy. Dallas Fuel wants Note to be on this Sombra once again.
Yep.
Here come the Dallas Fuel.
I mean, I like that Dallas is running the Sombra. I like that they're trying to switch things up a little bit. See if he can build his EMP a little bit quicker this time around.
Twilight starting on the Ana though, so now that they know they're not running the Diva, they're going to just play with the Ana.
Oh, and Twilight hiding too, not wanting to show that off just yet.
He's not wanting to show, and he's trying to get a biotic grenade if they go into that room. But Not gonna happen so far, but yes, a lot of that was not showing that they had it, but they're gonna switch over to that Diva, so it's been read by the Dallas Fuel.
Okay.
Now that Ana going to be less effective, harder to get the biotic grenades with the defensive matrix.
Even if you don't see the Ana, you know normally there would be a Zenyatta trying to get picks on you, so if he's not there, you can be pretty sure. That's a nice bio grenade, but Dallas managed to back off.
Yeah, it's a good shot call for sure by the Fuel. I like the fact that they're adapting. That's a good biotic grenade though.
Yep, that one hit OG, and that's gonna be a dead tank on the Dallas side. Twilight definitely making his presence felt already on this Ana. It was his original signature hero back in the day.
Yeah, and it's also a hero that the Titans have used more than most other teams, especially in Stage 2.
Yep.
Titans at the start of Stage 2 did a lot of experimentation with Ana before sort of going back to the Zenyatta by the end.
Sure enough. And now, 20 seconds remain for Dallas Fuel. Not really too close to any ultimates just yet. They're not going to have too much time to poke either. Meanwhile, Titans, well equipped with the nano boost, gonna have the rally. They're gonna have a lot of stuff actually. Nano boost on the bumper as he goes in. Oh man, he's got him in the room. That is rough. Unko down already. The shatter up the stairway. Oh, he misses the charge. Onto AKM, doesn't matter. Unko and Note gone anyway, and overtime ticks away. Dallas not able to get anything on their second attack.
Dallas, best they can hope for is an epic hold of over 4 minutes to get the draw. Titans, ball is in their court. 4 minutes and 21 seconds to take that one tick on A.
I mean, that would be an epic hold, because you can't even let them get a tick.
Yeah, and what do you do here? So the problem you always face in these assault situations is, are you going to play the Winston 3-3? Because here's what Titans does with large time bank on assault. We saw it in some of those clips before the match. Bumper's gonna play the Hanzo. They're gonna do it for 2 minutes and 21 seconds, and when the clock hits 2 minutes, they'll switch back to Reinhardt 3-3. This is how they like to play.
Yeah, I mean, it's not wrong to start DPS, and you can see the lineup going with that, because if you can get a pick early on, you don't really need that much momentum to just take the one tick, so I like that they start like this.
I mean, this is classic Titans. Dallas should know it.
Yeah.
And you're just forced into a rough situation, because if Dallas runs Ryan 3-3, then they're very vulnerable to a multi-DPS comp.
Sure.
If they run Winston 3-3, then they're going to have trouble against the Ryan 3-3. So you just come in with such a big advantage as the second attacker in time bank.
Doesn't really give you the chance to run that Moira against all the DPS as well.
Yep, exactly.
So it is rough for the Dallas Fuel. Rough for any team in this situation. 4:21 on the clock. We'll see if the Titans can get the job done and go up 2-0 in this series.
Yep, scouting's been done. Twilight is on Tracer, so we are looking at a quad DPS Wrecking Ball comp. Slime, the only support right now, and they're just gonna try and push them off the point.
Yep.
They're controlling the sight lines, everybody in the bunker. OG taking a headshot right there, but they've been shoved back with the fire rockets. They have to come out and step on the point.
Yep, that's right. Nearly the tick taken already immediately for Vancouver Titans. Forces Dallas to come out, no health remaining. There goes AKM. This one is all but over, guys. This is exactly, whoops. Bumper stepping off the edge of the map there, but that's okay. His team's gonna finish it up for him. There we go, map win. And another great Bumper DPS moment. What more can you ask for?
Classic Titans. You know exactly what they're gonna do, and you still can't stop it. Very nicely done.
Bumper is such a swag lord that he even just steps off the edge of the map when he knows his team has it.
The Bumper Maker.
That's right. Don't go anywhere, guys. Halftime when we come back.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.
The Titans have had a stranglehold on the #1 spot all season long, and so far in this one, they're showing exactly why. It's Vancouver up 2-0 over the Dallas Fuel at the half. What's up, everybody? Malik here. We got Brandon, Mr. X. Guys, so far, we've seen the bumper maker unleashed upon the poor Dallas Fuel right now.
I'd have him, though, in a 1v1. That's all I know.
Is that the next victim?
Is that
the next victim?
Is that who you're going to
We might have to sort something out. Me and Bumper, I don't know. I'm maybe to get Danny to send my invitation to him, you know, take the 1v1, bring it up on the main stage again.
I'm pretty sure to beat you.
Something to keep in mind. Maybe for halftime of the finals we can do that, all right? But let's take a look at some of the Elios highlights. Straight off the bat, the Vancouver Titans, dominant as always.
And the Dallas Fuel needed to get off to a hot start in this match, I believe, to have a chance to take it in like a massive upset. And here on Ilios, I mean, it was just not really that close.
I mean, it's a difficult match to try and come back at, you know?
Yeah.
It's a rough one. The Vancouver Titans right now, the last time these guys actually bled seemed to be when they were playing against the San Francisco Shock.
The Spark played them close as well.
Right.
In the last series. I mean, that one should have been a Game 5.
Yeah, there was a scenario where they could have actually taken that to a Game 5.
Should have been a Game 5.
On a couple of maps. Yeah. But it's the Vancouver Titans. What it comes down to is the fact that this team is so good in terms of their coordination individually.
Yeah.
As a team, they've been playing together for so long that they can just clutch out a lot of these scenarios that are just unwinnable. Now, they didn't even clutch out this. They just won it purely in the neutral game. Like, it was actually filthy. This team is unforgiving. It's brutal, honestly.
Right, it is brutal, but I feel like there's still a little bit more to unpack, and we're going to do that in a bit. But first, we have an Insights powered by Intel by you, Brent.
Let me show you exactly why this team is so dominant, right? We're going to open this up. Look at this. OG hits off a big shot. It's already the end game. They stack support ultimates. Twilight uses his Transcendence, right? They use both of their support ultimates at the same time. Don't want to do that normally. Twilight uses his Transcendence so he gets invulnerability to block the charge. You'll see it again from OG's perspective here. This is how much of a flex this is. Look at this. To save Hacksaw, jumps in and just get down, Mr. President.
Whoa.
The timing of that.
Using the Transcendence. Not only does the timing have to be brilliant on that, you have to nail the timing, but also, like, it's just a waste of an, they were doing that. That's a terrible play, but they still end up cleaning out the round because of it. Like,
yeah, I mean,
this
it's
team is
not
that
the
good.
ideal use of Transcendence.
They're that good. Explain that
I mean,
to me.
I
Break
believe
it down for me.
I mean, you just did. They just dunk on everybody. I mean, it doesn't really matter who they're going up against. I mean, these games, like, they come in, but I like it because, like, they come in and they don't like just play around and like try different things, right? And like give up points. No, they come in, they want to get out of here as soon as possible. They come in, they just run people over. They're just unforgiving.
Yo, the Secret Service needs to hit Twilight up. Like, yo, you want to be a bodyguard, man? That guy did his thing.
Legit, yeah.
All right, let's jump into the Volskaya highlights. You know, it was really dominant. One thing I noticed, though, is Note was trying to play Sombra
first time ever
in this map.
Yeah, it's something I talked about during the pre-show when we were talking about the Dallas Fuel, like how it kind of messes things up when AKM has to play Sombra and Note hadn't played it. We saw it today. Not that great. I think it's something they need to incorporate, though, in the long term. Like, if Sombra's going to be a mainstay in the meta, Note needs to be able to play this at an Overwatch League level.
We've seen Note play a variety of roles before as well in the past. You know, he pulls out the Orisa when he played on Paris occasionally. But in general, we are moving into this Sombra-dominated meta game, right?
I mean, playing Sombra versus playing like, we've seen him play like Orisa, we've seen him play Hanzo. It's just way different. Oh, yeah, the bumper maker. Is that what we're calling
beautiful. When you actually missed the best part of that when he fell off the map and just messed up his grapple.
Well, what are we going to call this? Is this the bumper maker, the Biddle maker? Like,
I don't know, but people are going to be claiming again that that's like a troll strategy.
No, it's legit.
Seriously, it's legit. Johnny was the only one on that team that can play Wrecking Ball. So if they want to play a DPS comp, Bumper has to play DPS.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, this has been a tough match for the Dallas Fuel so far. You know what? It's not going to get any easier for them for the rest of their schedule. As a matter of fact, they have the second toughest strength of schedule here in the Overwatch League. Look, they got Hunter, Spark, and Excelsior coming up next.
And they already lost to the Hunters. Yeah. And we know how good the Spark have been. I know the Spark played the Titans It's with a 3-1 win for the Titans, but really, I mean, the Spark through that. I mean, they kind of full held them on Havana. They couldn't take point A.
I do believe that all these games are winnable for them.
Really?
Winnable for who?
For Dallas. If they step up. We know that they're capable of playing up to a higher level.
I think they can beat the Hunters and they can beat the Spark, but in their form right now, it just doesn't look great.
Yeah, they're going to need to step up, definitely. But, I mean, it's just unfortunate, really. I mean, it's the nature of the schedules and the way it sometimes works out. But, I mean, they can be glad that they picked up some early wins last day.
I think the worst part looking at this schedule is that with the losses they've already had, they've taken 1 map so far this stage.
Yeah.
Like, they're crushing themselves in map differential. Like, it may come down to the wire at the end of the season for that 6th spot, and right now they're just sitting at a horrible map differential if they keep dropping the maps this bad.
All right, well, we're going to get into the second half in a bit, but I have a question for you guys. Should they be deferring to somebody like AKM possibly to come in and jump on Sombra?
Bro, put in Trill.
Then they would need, I mean,
Trill.
Trill doesn't solve their Sombra problem. They would need, if AKM's going to play Sombra, they need to have Note play the Zarya, because what we saw when AKM was playing Sombra is that what they would do is they would just keep playing Winston Diva, and it's just not the comp.
You don't want to be playing the musical chairs. A lot of teams do this. They switch their Diva player over to the Zarya, and then they have another player played. It's terrible for the ult economy. You end up switching it. You don't want to switch off the Zarya. It's not ideal.
All right, well, the Dallas Field need to do something because they're currently down 0-2 to the Vancouver Titans. We got another half coming up, everybody, so stay tuned. You won't want to miss it.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
Огонь по готовности.
Welcome back from halftime, everybody. Right now, the Titans with a big 2-0 lead over the Dallas Fuel, making it look pretty easy. But, you know, like they talked about during halftime, it's cool to see Dallas kind of trying something a bit new with Note on the Sombra.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it's very effective, Doa.
You know, you might as well give it a shot. And, I mean, I know, like, Note EMP might be like the new AKM blade, but, like, we'll see. I think this is something that could be a positive later on.
It's certainly something they need to work on, but with that unforgiving schedule that Mr. X, Malik, and Bren were looking at during halftime, it's going to be really quite difficult for the Dallas Fuel to bounce back. Now they're in a position where they have to reverse sweep to win this series.
Yep. What a match that would be if that were possible. Eichenwald will be our next map, going to be the hybrid map. And if we're lucky, you know, if you clap your hands and wish real hard. Maybe we'll get more bumper DPS play.
We could. This would be the time to do it.
Truly a lovely unicorn that we are sometimes blessed with here on the Overwatch broadcast.
It's actually not very rare. You call it a unicorn, but we see, it with
know.
some regularity because of the dominance of the Titan.
Like once a week, I feel like. So not quite as rare as a unicorn.
In 50% of their matches. You see a lot of unicorns, Doa.
Well, that's just me.
Doa's out there looking at unicorns once a week.
That's right. How do you think I get home? I ride one.
Only once a week, though.
Only once a week, yeah.
That's a special rideshare service.
It's a pretty expensive subscription, so you know, I don't want to overindulge. Hoxall down, overindulging in damage, I guess you could say. It's not a very good segue, but it's not a very good defense yet for the Dallas Fuel. Bumper gets a kill onto Zachary. And the respawn's going to be faster for the attackers, too. So Titans just biding a little bit of time before they roll in.
Yep, taking that 5v5 while they wait for Hoxall to return. Getting the chip damage. No, nearly demected. He's just going to get rammed by Janu.
Yeah, sure will. OG in big trouble after the Zarya shield goes down, and so does he. AKM with a lot of charge, but he doesn't have a whole lot more he can do. Should definitely save that grab for the next fight, and that's what he's going to do. So Dallas will be coming up on some ultimates, but they're going to need to use them on point B.
Quick take by the Vancouver Titans as they start their payload journey here through Eichenwald. Only that Graviton Surge used. Dallas tried to counter with the Transcendence, couldn't get anything else rolling for themselves. And now they are going to have a very difficult time playing catch-up in ult economy to the Titans.
Right. Titans have a huge edge in ultimates available right now. Bumper playing that wall. They're going to have to deal with the grab here. All right, Transcendence used by Twilight. They are safe. They're going in, engaging with the self-destruct. Zachary in a bit of trouble. Sound Barrier comes in to save Dallas just in time, but it's created a lot of space for the Titans to push forward here.
Yeah, lots of ults used, but Dallas now, the tank is empty on those ultimates until Note gets the self-destruct, and that means this Graviton is deadly.
I mean, the tank's life pool is empty too on the Dallas side as OG falls yet again. And they're doing this without having to commit a lot of ultimates too. Ouch.
And now the spawn door camping begins. They have a shatter for this. And of course, they have the sound barrier. Note's gonna have to just launch his mech out to open up some space so that they can even attack this payload, most likely.
Yeah.
There it is.
Here we go. Sending the self-destruct through the top. Doesn't end up working out. Dallas pushed right back into the room they tried to run out of. Now engaging here. Bumper waiting for a chance to try to shatter, but he's taking a ton of damage, and that shield is low. Goes for the big shatter. Gets AKM. Can they get the kill, though? They can. And that's a big one. Oh, counter shatter comes in for OG. Dallas needs the damage to capitalize on that. Without AKM, they don't really have it. Zachary a little bit low. He will be taken out finally. And that should be the end of B as Note is removed from the field of battle, and Titans continue to roll forward. 5 minutes almost in the time bank right now.
They're so ready. They do such an exceptional job of tracking enemy teams' ultimates. They knew that that Note was going to launch that self-destruct in, so we do see Slime ready for that at the start of the fight with the sound barrier. Try and come in. Shatter not going to work.
Yeah, it was a fast shatter, so he was wondering if he could maybe catch them off guard, but Dallas feel wise to it this time. Rally, AKM has that grab, goes ahead and uses it. Slime down, a chance for Dallas here. Janu gets back into his mech, doesn't get taken out during the grab. Now the grab comes in from Vancouver. Yep, they're doing a 5v6. They're gonna try to make it work. Janu gets demech though, and I don't think that's gonna pan out. Unko had the Transcendence, and Dallas feel holding strong on the defense.
Shatter gonna get blocked. Bumper still with a shatter of his own though, not going to matter.
Yeah, gonna have to wait and use it when he comes back.
Well, that was a bit rough and over-eager of the Titans. Before that point in time, the only person who had died was Hoxall on that first push.
Yeah.
So they were looking at a pretty clean map. This time, a couple more eliminations gained by the Fuel.
I mean, the thing is, if you've been moving ahead with such rapidity, really, why not just go for it anyway, right? They won't be expecting it. you're not really out a lot of time if you do. Bumper just walks in and shatters sound barriers for both teams right now. The grab comes in onto Dallas. OG losing a lot of health, and whoa! Insta-gibbed by the Vancouver Titans. The payload is moving.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? You didn't have the Transcendence available. Closer was shut down. That Shatter even managed to get the mech of note from the self-destruct, laying it prone so it couldn't be shot to stop the advance.
What you gonna do when the Bumper Mania runs wild on you? That's what you say when that happens. From now on, I've decided. Janu getting demec'd here. Good start for the Dallas Fuel. In this fight, they've got the grab to work with as well. Note, in a little bit of trouble. He might lose his mech in a moment here. There's a Shatter coming in from Bumper. But Unko there with the Transcendence. And the Titans will need to back off and give Dallas a little bit more room, it seems like.
And Summon-Su is still lasering people from above.
You know, I may have spoke too soon. There's a lot of damage coming up from the Zarya right now.
You can't walk forward and expose your rear. Summon-Su was fully charged on the high ground, and they just waltz forward and let him destroy them.
Sage advice for all parts of life. Vancouver Titans able to take the 3rd point and finish off this attack. You are a great analyst, Monte Cristo.
That's why I'm here, Noah. That's why I'm here.
Pretty quick attack. We'll see what Dallas can do when they get their turn right after this.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Огонь по готовности!
Well, we're back, and that's 2:19 in the time bank for the Vancouver Titans. Got stopped up a couple times there on the attack, but overall still a pretty good time in the end.
I mean, casual 30-3 eliminations. The eliminations came for the Dallas Fuel 1 on Hoxall at the beginning, and then they got those 2 on point C, but after that, nothing else. So, you know, Doa, we casted a pretty one-sided match earlier today. It's looking about the same so far in this one.
It is indeed. Here we go again. Dallas Fuel on the attack. No Sombra, no nothing, just your standard old 3-3.
Good old 3-3, and here we go.
That's right.
Taking a peek here at the Vancouver Titans. Twilight is going to be on the Ana this time, so they were expecting the Sombra for sure. Thinking that this is a point-like assault, and that would be the direction that the Dallas Fuel would be taking their strategy.
Oh, nice bio grenade. Despite that, might be a little bit trickier here for the Titans, especially after losing Bumper. We'll see if maybe Twilight can bail them out here. They took Closer with him, so that's something. Sleep Dart onto Zachary. He's going to get woken up right away before he's taken down by Hoxall. Twilight falls as well. Looks like it might actually be a really fast point day for the Fuel.
Yep, that initial pickoff onto Bumper combined with the respawns might be what the doctor ordered for the Fuel, but we're back into a 5v5 on the point.
Yep. Titans trying to come back and turn this one around. Transcendence used by Unko, and Dallas forced to commit an ultimate to that fight, but ultimately able to get the payload going.
Yeah, Bumper trying to get the last few percent of his ult going there. Dallas Fuel, though, will win it, and now they are moving with plenty of time
So Twilight staying on the Ana. Do you feel like you should have maybe thought about swapping to the Zen at this point?
I think you can go for the nano boost right here. They love using it. I really don't think with their time bank they're that concerned right now.
Yeah.
Especially with how dominant they've been on this map so far.
That's right. Summon-Su from the top rope. Doesn't pull the trigger on the Graviton Surge just yet, but it does force Dallas to back away.
Yeah, nice disengage off Poxal's ult though, so Rally not gonna get the most value.
Yeah. The Titans just have so many ultimates, and Dallas with not a lot to use to defend it. That's going to be the grab coming in. Can they get the kills? They can. Uncle falls closer, gets a sound barrier. Ooh, and maybe after that shatter, they can make this fight work, though. Hawksall gets a couple kills, though, and I think Dallas is going to have to back away anyway. Yep, OG not going to be able to rejoin his team without dying first. And are they going to get any exit kills here? That'd be pretty big. Summon-Su's doing a lot of damage, but yeah, you have to kind of leave that one, it seems like.
Yeah, just wants to get a little bit closer to that Graviton Surge while he can without taking too much of a risk. Dallas Fuel coming up on 5 ults right now, though.
Yep.
Their time to break out of this choke point and start moving that payload through B.
It's going to be 5 for the Titans as well. Dallas doing what they can. Uncle gets hit with the bio grenade. Now the shatter comes in right as a grab from AKM gets used. Transcendence all over the place here, and maybe OG will go down. He will. Summon-Su gets the kill. And the Titans, for now, well, they lose their main tank, so not coming out ahead just yet. They're buying a lot of time, but they need a couple more kills to actually win the fight. Janu does get demech. That's going to be a problem as he's out of the game as well for the moment. And now they're going to have to back away.
Yeah, nano boost onto Summon-Su.
Yep.
Started out looking okay for the Vancouver Titans, especially since they interrupted OG's Earth Shatter to start the fight. But losing that tank, having that really close spawn, means OG is going to get back just a little bit quicker, give them a player advantage, and they will run with it. So Dallas Fuel now getting the payload underway in earnest here on B as it rounds the corner onto the bridge. They are, of course, camping the choke points.
Setting a pretty good time so far, too.
Yeah, and they have the grab and there's no defense, so he's gonna go use it.
That's right, why not? Right as they come around the corner, Twilight dead immediately. And Vancouver with a really clean, or I should say Dallas with a really clean win at the end of B.
That's a heads-up play from AKM. You don't expect the Zarya to be there. Go ahead, use it as they're coming out of the choke point. You can't defend Matrix on the other side of the wall, and they have no support ults to stop it. So now Dallas Fuel finally in the driver's seat, plenty of time to finish C.
4 minutes on the clock right now for the Dallas Fuel. Vancouver coming up on those big crowd control ultimates here. The rally's going in, shatter onto Twilight. They back up to try to save their Zenyatta. Now Titans moving forward here, but they're gonna lose Bumper. Grab comes in though from the Titans, and they follow it up with a kill of their own onto Zachary and onto Unko. So Dallas with an opportunity, but the Titans striking back before they can really take advantage of it.
The Titans are so good at blocking line of sight in the trance. Hawksall jumping in there and making sure that Zachary is not going to get the healing during the Transcendence used by Unko. So they're able to turn a fight around even though they suffer the first death.
You know, we talked about that stat coming in, that the Titans were losing a lot of fights that they suffered that first death in, and I think today's going to turn that stat around quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, most teams lose, obviously, more fights than they win after a first death.
Sure,
but
naturally.
The Titans were at about 6% win rate, which is very low.
Oh, wow, shatter under the payload as the Titans come back with a kill onto OG. Goodbye, Zachary, as well. Unko dying on the payload himself as a reset happens. But it's like you said, that the Titans were one of the best teams at winning fights despite losing somebody early on. So to see that change so drastically at the beginning of stage 3 was a little bit odd, but this is kind of more what we're used to here.
Yeah, it helps though that the Titans have not been playing a lot of Sombra, which is, you know, their weakness, I would say, if they have one.
Sure.
Such a strong team. This time they've been able just to play Summon-Su on the Zarya basically exclusively outside that quad DPS comp that they ran.
Yep. Grabs come in right as the rallies get used. Going to be the sound barrier for the Dallas Fuel as well to try to keep themselves in the fight. Now they're going to grab sound barrier. Oh no, OG down already. He tried to go for the charge and he just charged right to his demise. Summon-Su doing so much damage yet again. And it's at that point where the Titans just seem like they're so ready for every single thing you try to do.
Yeah, and they have that Transcendence, somehow managed to conserve that ultimate. And all the chaos that happened during that fight, be glad to have that. That's just a tool you can use on the next push.
Yeah, that's big too.
Yeah, you can just use it as they come through. The choke point here, make sure you are going to have a massive advantage in terms of healing for this next fight.
53% Inspire uptime for Hoxall. That's really great. That's the healing that's happening on your team around you. Have to be in the fray to get that working. Dallas Fuel coming in now. Soman Su's got the grab right about now. And he's got the damage too. Ooh, gets eaten by Note this time. Note ready for that one. And now the Titans on the back foot here. As Dallas try to push forward, it's gonna have to be Bumper with a Shatter to bail him out.
That eat is so huge because Unko didn't have trance.
Oh, nice Shatter. Self-destruct catches Bumper. Not able to block that one when you're on your back. Janu loses his mech and his life as well. And it all goes back to Note defense matrixing that grab. That really set the pace for them to finish C.
Yeah, that actually could have massively changed this entire map, Doa.
Yeah.
Look at Twilight. He's behind. He's got the trance. He's going to trance onto the payload. Can he get a pickup? Can he do it? On Unko, no.
Wow, at that right
Yes,
click, and
he
he
can!
did. He finished in the end. What a play by Twilight. Gets in there with the Transcendence. Not in time, though, to save Bumper. So the Titans still in a little bit of trouble here. They get back in with the sound barrier. They've got the ults they need. AKM doing damage, but that's a Shatter coming in from OG now. Hoxall
Stop the
falls,
charge.
but Bumper's back. That's right. Charge stopped, and now it's Bumper with his own Shatter. Dodged by the Lucio up on the wall, but you can't dodge that grab. And somehow, some way, off the triple kill, no, the 4K from Soman Su, they hold on. And they are gonna win this map.
That is such
Crazy.
a heads-up play from Twilight. He knew he had the trance, but you know what, Doa? He goes for the kill. Discord onto Unko, gets the kill, trances back in to stop the grab. That is an amazing play from Twilight.
Yeah, and that's the type of thing that the Titans can do that basically nobody else can right now. So it makes them one of the best. When we come back, map 4.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Огонь по готовности. Огонь по готовности. Огонь по готовности.
We're back, guys. Man, that was one of the best flex support plays I have seen, certainly this season, if not ever, by Twilight. That was incredible.
That was a beauty. And this is what we mean when we talk about how the Titans are so creative in these scenarios.
Yeah.
Knowing that that was the play with his team coming out of spawn is just next level thinking on the fly.
Well, it's not just setting that up, but actually following through, actually getting that kill.
Yeah, and it's been really one-sided between Unko and Twilight today.
Yeah.
Twilight is now 7-0 in this match against Unko in kills. He's been picking him off at the start of fights. He's been behind him, ruining his day. So Unko really hasn't had an answer, and Twilight is just destroying him.
Yep.
So Unko, normally one of the best players on the field today, he is being outmatched.
Yeah, definitely a one-sided thing in the individual level, and at a team level, unfortunately, for the Dallas Fuel. And we talked about what a difficult schedule the Dallas Fuel have this stage. And, you know, after playing against the Titans, you know, then you go on to what, Spark, Hunters next week, I think, something like that. They play basically everybody you don't really want to play if you want to win matches right now in the Overwatch League.
Yeah, it's certainly a rough road for them. And, you know, now they've taken this loss, though, which means they are going to be falling further down the rankings, below the Hangzhou Spark. They fell out of that 6th place seed that's so important right now if they want to guarantee themselves a spot in the season playoffs. And by all accounts, they're going to keep going down these rankings unless they can turn something around.
Yep, that's right. So while we wait for our players to get set up on stage, let's take a moment to reflect on that great Vancouver Shock match we had at the end of Stage 2. And the Shock have done it! They are your Stage 2 champions!
The Titans, this is their first taste of defeat in nearly a year.
항상 언제 질지 궁금하긴 했는데 뭐 사람은 항상 이길 수 없어서.
What a run for the Shock! And what a rivalry is building between these two teams right now.
저희가 실수도 많았고 상대가 준비도 잘해왔기도 했고 성장을 많이 해서 졌기 때문에
항상 이길 때 뭐 부담감이 좀 크긴 했었는데 이제 졌으니까 이제 좀 편안하게 질 수 있겠다는 마음가짐도 있어요.
And the Vancouver Titans, I think, should be fired up by the fact that they lost the Stage 2 finals.
그 기회를 삼아서 더 잘하는 팀이 되겠다는 다짐을 했어요.
저는 다 씹어먹으려고 왔어요.
Oh, that's beautiful! Big shatter! It's huge!
저희 스타일이 짓밟는 이미지가 강한데
Vancouver seems like they sense the blood in the water right now.
저희 팀이 근데 너무 넘사로 잘해서 다른 팀들이 좀 무기력하게 쓰러지니까
I think the Vancouver Titans show that they're still a very, very strong team.
제가 리그한테 말할 메시지가 하나 있다면 저희 연승을 계속 지켜봐 달라 이 말을 하고 싶습니다.
Well, it's like the Titans said, you know, eventually you have to lose to somebody, but, you know, for them, it was really kind of the best time to lose because the matches that really matter when you're looking at the season overall are the regular season matches. And the stage finals, the stage playoffs are fun, but ultimately doesn't really impact your overall season standing. So I think you're okay to take that one. We've got a substitution as well. Repel coming in for Twilight. Twilight having such a great day, they're like, all right, take a breather, man. We're going to put in the bench player for the moment, see what he can do.
Twilight's probably pretty tired from dunking on Unko for 3 straight maps, so.
That's true. Dorado is going to be our final map in this series. Going to be the escort map, and we'll see what Repel can show us. We've seen him once or twice before, I believe, in the season here, but generally it is Twilight. That said, the Vancouver Titans have such a match record and such a map record that it's okay to do a victory lap like this once in a while. 3-0 on this map to add to all that.
And what will they do? Somin Su showing us Sombra right now. So now might be the time to practice it up.
Yeah.
As they have already continued their regular season unbeaten streak to 18 consecutive matches.
Wow.
No slouches in Overwatch, turns out.
Yep.
These Titans players.
They are pretty good. Someone with the translocator. Let's see how fast he can build this EMP. We've got 2 teams that really don't run a ton of Sombra at the moment. All right, hack gets denied onto OG, and OG makes Sominsu feel it. Welcome to playing Sombra.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird. Most Sombra players don't just run at the enemy formations.
I don't think stand on the payload and shoot as the Reinhardt comes on top of you is the ideal Sombra strat.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, that's like my ranked games. I've seen people do that, but pro Overwatch, I think you're supposed to be trying to, I don't know, flank or something maybe. Shatter comes in from OG.
Still the nano boost on the bumper though, so they can't follow up.
Yeah, knocked down Janu, but they couldn't get the kill, like you said. Now Bumper's got a shatter of his own, waiting for that Zarya should be done. Janu down though, Note finds a kill. Bumper trying to turn this fight around. Nice charge on the AKM. Bumper's like, no, this fight's not done yet. Zachary taken out by Slime, and Bumper's just gonna take this team on his back and carry them to a point A finish.
And it's definitely not over. They were trying to get exit kills. Dallas Fuel knew with the spawn times they were going to have trouble, but that aggressive approach led them right into the EMP. And the turnaround comes for the Titans. Dallas, though, decent ult economy, so nothing really to worry about for them.
Somansu, though, on that Sombra hasn't really been terribly impactful just yet.
And I got the EMP there, Slime. Oh, he got the, oh, okay. Well, that was greedy.
Yeah.
So what they were trying to do, so the rest of the Titans were not in position. Slime was trying to get a knockoff, so he got the bubble, but there was no other pressure, so they just killed the bubble and killed him.
Why not, you know?
Because everyone else was just standing in the choke point.
The bubble doesn't have a lot of health. You can DPS through it pretty quickly if you really want to. There's nothing stopping you, you know?
Yeah, so we'll give that a little bit of a try again.
All right, grab comes in. OG goes for the charge, but doesn't really find anybody with that one. Takes a lot of damage in return. He gets taken out by Hawksall. That is the Vancouver Titans being really ready for what's usually a pretty good play from 3-3. Meta Bumper, sub 100 health, but he lives.
Gets that biotic grenade, and they're going to keep pushing on forward here. Nothing is going to stop the Vancouver Titans.
And Somansu has got his EMP.
Yeah, it's the second one.
There you go.
They're coming in here. We'll see. Somansu looking for that opportunity as they come out the spawn doors again. Easy time to go ahead and finish out B.
Waiting for the team to jump down. Biding his time. There's a rally. All right, the shatter comes in. Might be the moment. Yeah, EMP comes in. It's everybody on the Dallas Fuel except for Closer. It's enough, though, for the Titans to come in and win the fight pretty handily.
More hacks coming through. It's going to be just the cleanup here on the payload. 15-3, the eliminations. Vancouver not really stopped ever since point A.
Yeah. True enough, there goes AKM. Oh, that's a nice exit kill for the Vancouver Titans. That's a lot of distance they're going to be able to get on C already.
Uh-oh, here comes Doa.
Yep, that's right.
They're not going to know the Reinhardt isn't there because normally he'd be around the corner with the payload.
Oh my goodness.
This is not telegraphed. Here we go.
Oh, big one. That's going to be 4 people knocked down. Somansu dropped, but doesn't matter too much. OG with the counter charge onto Janu, though. Luckily, he had his shield to stay alive. Doesn't end up helping him too much in the end. And I think Dallas still kind of got away with one there. That's not usually a fight that goes that well for the defenders.
And there's no way you expect that because you're not in a position where you would see the Reinhardt relative to the payload. So not the fault of the Fuel right there.
Maybe you should expect that versus Bumper. I mean, I think that's a reasonable thing to conclude. Either way, they recovered nicely. OG had a really nice counter charge onto Janu during that. And Dallas Fuel gets hit with a pretty big bio grenade.
Yeah, if OG hadn't hit that charge, it would have been a complete disaster.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. It's a grab, and now it's going to be kind of tough for Dallas to survive this. That's rough. AKM doing damage, but that said, Closer coming in for a few crucial finishing blows. Bumper dodging. It's like, oh, I don't need that health pack after all. I can just use some distance on the payload instead.
Yeah, Uncle on the Ana making the most. Ooh, just out of range. It was just out of range, looked like.
I mean, even if you do hit that one, what do? Charge AKM and then you're surrounded by enemy teams? I don't think that's a...
He had a bubble and he had the EMP there, so there's a possibility he might have been able to do something.
I suppose.
Optimistic, I agree. Here we go.
It's getting a bit silly now. All right, decent EMP on the Dallas Fuel right now. It doesn't hit Closer, though, so they do get the sound barrier. It's not in time to save OG, though. AKM in big trouble as well. He's going to go down. That's right. And so it looks like the Titans have what they need to finish off the map with a pretty solid time bank here. Gonna block that self-destruct. That's right. Zachary just trying to delay as long as he can. He's got the nano boost. The shatter comes in under the payload. Slime is down, but it's looking good for the Vancouver Titans right now. The grab just used in the end.
It's a 3 versus 3, Noah, and the grab is up for AKM.
Oh boy.
So Fuel's gonna hold.
Wow. I think the Titans are getting a little bit lackadaisical on the execution here.
It was a good swap too. Closer going over to the Batiste just to throw out that immortality field to make sure they were going to be able to hold on to that fight. Titans now, 2 minutes left, so still a lot of time, but it's a pretty broken ult economy on both sides. Fortunately for the Titans, they have that little thing called EMP.
Yeah, if Somansu can build that quickly, then that'll be maybe a key to finishing the map with still a decent time bank. Although it's probably only going to be around a minute now at best.
Yeah, That's going to be enough. So EMP ready right now. Zachary doesn't have the rally. Big opening. They're all standing on the high ground. Why?
Whoa, because they want to get EMP'd, I guess. 6 people EMP'd and OG down instantly. How do you come back from that one if you're Dallas? Gonna have to rely on those fast respawns. Closer making a play on Repel. Bumper walking forward here. Got the kill on the note. Now they're gonna finish off Zachary as well, you think. Oh, charge. Bumper needs to exit here. Oh, he runs right into the Ana, though. Mortal Kombat, he takes out Unko. Unko couldn't get through the shield, but it's a brawl. It's gonna be a bit of a silly game right now. Janu doing enough damage, but nope, just resetting. They want to go for one more fight.
We talked a lot about Unko on the previous map, Stoa, but this time his biotic grenades have been massive for them, saving them fight after fight. Slime manages to wait and escape from behind enemy lines. Giving enough time to give a taxi here to Janu.
Yep. 30 seconds left. It's now or never for the Vancouver Titans. Dallas Fuel, though, the ones that are going to have a good amount of ultimates. Janu is going to have his grab, but going to need more than that. Sleep Dart comes in, doesn't hit anybody. That's going to be the grab. Good by Unko and OG. There we go. The Titans getting the early kills they need. And it looks like maybe now they have enough of a lead to finish this one off, but we've seen this kind of situation before here on this map. A bit different this time. Closer actually manages to avoid the shatter, and he poops Bumper back over the wall. Are you kidding me? Zachary comes in with the 2K under the Wrecking Ball, and OG back again. There's the grab, nothing to defend Repel. And this is what you get, Titans. This is what you get. When you don't play it very seriously, you get to finish the map. That's why I was gonna, that's why I was gonna end that. You get to finish the map.
Bumper got
but you
back.
should be ashamed of yourselves.
Bumper got back just in time.
All right, well.
It's been a silly map.
It's been a very silly map so far. They get it done in overtime. Dallas Fuel will have the attack in just a moment. But hey, what can you say? I mean, they already won the map. They're putting in Repel there. Trying Summon Su out on the Sombra, so.
Huxell's giggling.
Yeah, it is not maybe the most serious performance from the Titans ever.
They were just throwing things in a little bit willy-nilly, disrespecting the biotic grenade.
Yeah.
For sure. But also, smart swaps. The Batista swap, the Wrecking Ball swap, nearly saving Dallas Fuel.
Yeah. I mean, it does go to show that you know, even in a one-sided match like this, you can't really give much ground to the enemy team. These are still professional Overwatch teams. They're all still very good players.
I mean, and the Dallas Fuel's still a team in the top 8.
Yeah, so you can't, if you're going to be kind of messing around, it's going to come back to bite you sometime. Ike Yamas, Sean Olividentos.
I love how the observers only show you the sides.
I know.
So you'll read them.
I'm trying. I'm practicing. Tortas Tacos.
I'm pretty sure you know those words.
Nailed it. Yeah. Mercado. Vegetales. Pimientos limones. You got it. Oh, this one's easy. Easy. Hasta la noche más oscura seré ante el amanecer. Everyone's gonna hate me now.
Butchering everyone's language.
As long as I butcher every language equally, it's okay, right? Don't answer that. Dallas Fuel on the attack. I mean, they've got a shot, right? I mean, it was an overtime finish for the Vancouver Titans. See what Dallas could do. OG. That's not how you want to start it. He just kind of went into the wood chipper there.
They have switched Repel now back to the Zenyatta. Dallas Fuel not going to be running the Sombra again. You know, pretty sure Vancouver Titans going to be more than happy to take this mirror.
Yeah.
Playing the low ground right now. Slowly poking away at OG's barrier. It's down, almost.
Repel with a really quick transcendence. Check that out. Unko down. Repel already has his. Unko only about halfway there. And it's spawn camp for the Vancouver Titans.
Why not?
Interesting to see for those of us who go way back in Overwatch. You remember a map where Envious, the team that Dallas Fuel was built on ended up with a crazy full hold on this map against, I think it was like Mode 7 way back. Yep. It was a long time ago, but
literally none of the players on Dallas Fuel that are playing right now are part of that. But
no, but it's a historical thing. So Somansu, got the grab, got the damage. Gonna use both. Wow, sitting on OG, doing a lot of damage for that one. Charge comes through, bumper displaced, doesn't get to finish it. Now he's gonna go down. Dallas can turn this one around. Off the back of that kill from AKM, they will.
Finally, a little bit too greedy there, and the Fuel are able to turn it. OG walking forward right now, AKM fully charged up. But there will be an opportunity now for a counterattack here from the Titans. They have recollected themselves. Still waiting on some ultimates, though.
Self-destruct engage. Bumper down already. Been dying early a lot in some of these fights.
Well, he ran up and got stunned by Zachary, and Graviton Surge, they've got nothing to handle that one.
Yep.
They were well behind in the ult economy. Titans now going to try and stabilize on B.
Easy point A finish for the Dallas Fuel. Titans with a lot of ultimates, though, coming into B.
Yeah, this is where the ult economy turns. Dallas Fuel had to use quite a bit in order to get through A right there, and now, most likely, their push will slow down for the next minute or two.
Looking at the Dallas bench right now, Pace is not looking too worried. Bumper moving forward, a lot of damage getting done with that Zarya shield on him. Sound barrier comes out from Dallas. Wow, they need to use that.
Yeah, their tank got chunked out. Yeah, they're gonna try and pop around that corner. OG is not fooled.
Yeah, good block by OG, but now the grab comes in. Closer down already. Repel getting a big pick there. Note tries to fly through the enemy team, but no, it's not gonna work out. Repel getting a few there, actually. And it looks like the payload, for now anyway, is gonna stop. And oh man, that Transcendence. I don't know, because yeah, now Vancouver can just rally. They have more meat to kind of work with. They have more HP with all that extra armor.
That was a trance into a 3 versus 5 for the Fuel.
Yeah.
And there was not anybody immediately able to respawn fast enough to get into that engagement. So it's not a Transcendence Dallas Fuel wanted to use in that situation.
Yeah, I don't know what you're really expecting to do to turn around a fight like that with Transcendence.
Yeah, there's not a good reason to use it. Maybe if you were getting closer to grab for AKM, but Titans have both their support ults, so that's not going to be a reason.
OG trying to pop around the corner, do what Bumper tried with that shatter maybe, thinks better of it. There's a grab now from the Titans. OG with the shield up, gets taken down, can't use his shatter in time. And now the Dallas in more and more trouble. Nice block, that probably would have been a charge kill onto AKM if they hadn't stopped Bumper there. Doesn't matter, AKM dies in the end, but it's a little.
And now it's back to spawn camping.
Yep. 5 ultimates to 6 in just a moment here.
Yeah, the thing is, even if Dallas Fuel wins, they're going to have to use 6 ults just to get out of their spawn and not get any payload movement. So you hate to see the Fuel in this kind of situation.
You do hate to see it. Self-destruct and grab slime down. Now the shatter comes in response from Vancouver. Dallas not giving up any ground though, is Unko. Has that early pick. OG walking forward. Oh man, Somansu in big trouble. And now that payload is gonna finally make some progress.
And great value from the Fuel. Note's been using the self-destruct to open up a lot of space, and AKM also takes advantage of that to throw the Graviton Surge in. And because Unko gets the elimination on the Slime during the Surge, there's no opportunity to use the sound barrier, and both teams kind of have to stop fighting at that point in time. Vancouver Titans taking the team fight loss.
I mean, one of the reasons why Note was such a good pickup for the Fuel too is that he is really good at putting those self-destructs in just the right place. Nice pick by Unko on Repel as well.
That's a team fight win, right?
Yeah,
they can just get for free. They might be able to take point B off of this also, just off of the pick.
Might be B. Right arm's made around the corners. Dallas getting aggressive now. Johnny comes back in. There's the self-destruct. Can everybody get into cover? They can. AKM had a shield. Shatter comes through onto AKM. He's knocked down. Oh, Somansu's grab gets eaten by Note though, and there goes Bumper. So Dallas more than ready from the aggression from the Titans in this fight.
And they're going to take the point too. They ignore Somansu on the high ground, and they manage to get that Graviton Surge away from him with the defense matrix. So Titans threw everything they had. They have to fight.
Yep. So Repel will have his Transcendence, but that's about it for the Titans for a while.
Still plenty of time to make it through C. Minute 45. Dallas Fuel looking to finish strong right now. Titans in a precarious situation with only that Transcendence.
See what OG can do with his Earth Shatter here. All right, nerf this. Nope, not this time. OG, oh, gets stunned and taken out. That is not what you can have happen if you're Dallas.
He was too far forward.
Yeah, he really was.
I mean, the rest of his team wasn't there to back him up, so it means that Haksal can get around his flank and get the stun.
Bumper is so good at hitting those fire strikes, by the way. I mean, it's a little thing. And yeah, he was going to get that kill with the hammer swing either way, but if you watch this guy play, he really is very accurate with that ability.
Well, I mean, he's an exceptional Widowmaker player, so we know he has great aim, though.
Oh, of course, yeah, I should have known. I mean, he's no super when it comes to fire strike kills, but he's probably pretty close.
Yeah, Titans now, they're coming up on 6 ults. That fight was exactly what they needed to get back into this match.
Yep. All right, AKM, grab coming up soon. Solomon Zoo, grab's coming up soon. Here we go, Transcendence used, and Solomon Zoo's gonna grab as soon as it's gone, probably. Yeah, there we go. Ends right now. Self-destructs all over the place. Oh, Bumper gets a kill into OG and then follows up with a shatter. No shield, no defense for the Dallas Fuel. And that was probably going to be the last fight. Maybe they could come back and just try to brawl something out, but with 10 seconds remaining, and a lot of that time is gonna be people responding. Yeah, Janu got demeched, but I don't think Dallas is gonna be able to really contest this.
I mean, they're trying to just prevent them
no
from
one
getting
gets
there. They can.
4-0 victory for the Vancouver Titans.
And that puts them at plus 50 map differential on the season.
That is insane.
Yeah, they're the second team to do it, obviously NYXL last season.
Yep.
Quite the statement match. Vancouver Titans stretch their regular season win streak to a perfect 18-0.
Yeah, I mean, they might have gotten beat in the Stage 2 finals, but they're just looking invulnerable in the regular season, and they are going to be a force to be reckoned with in, well, definitely the Stage 3 playoffs, and certainly the overall as well. Let's take a look at the season standings. Now, because of that, Fuel drops down to 9th place with a -2 map differential. So it becomes a little bit trickier now if you're Fuel and you're still wanting to get in that guaranteed season playoff spot. You might end up in the 7 through 12 play-in instead.
Yeah, that's going to be rough. And with opponents like Dynasty, Spark, and Dragons, all basically in that sort of middle of the playoff pack, all those teams, I think, looking better than a Fuel at the current juncture. But, you know, Doa, next week, if the Titans go to 19-0, they will guarantee clinch themselves a top 12 spot and at least have a chance to get to playoffs. So, you know, that's pretty darn good for halfway through Stage 3 to have clinched that.
Yeah, that's the thing. You've got that done, like, really, really early, and then you can just kind of have a good time.
Yeah, and they're not going to lose all the rest of their matches, right? So
I don't think so. Let's take a look at our player of the match by Omen by HP. It's going to be Twilight. Well-deserved. This guy had a great 3 maps. Yeah, they subbed him out for map 4, but man, the plays he made, especially when we get to that play on Eichenwald that I'm sure we're going to show, like, this guy was incredible today.
Yeah, that was a real beauty. You can see the Titans understanding what to do against the Sombra a lot of the time by switching back over to the Ana. This play is so good.
Just hiding out, getting the kill on the opposing Zenyatta, making it there with the Transcendence in order to delay the payload, give your team a little bit of a chance to respond, and yeah, what a great day for Twilight.
Yeah, that was a play like you see the before they changed Mercy's ultimate. You just stare at a corner and wait for your team.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. That 40-yard res back in the old beta. Yep. Well, that was we had some pretty one-sided matches today, didn't we, Monty?
We did, but at least we got that fantastic Twilight play.
That's right. Don't go anywhere, though. One more match to go. Going to be Guangzhou Charge versus the LA Valiant. The home team takes the stage when the Overwatch League continues. We'll see you then.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.